While thousands of climbers have with success scaled Mountain Peak, solely 2 individuals have descended to the planet's deepest purpose, the Contender Deep within the Pacific Ocean's Mariana Trench. Located within the western Pacific, east of the Philippines and a median of roughly 124 miles east of the Marianas, the Mariana Trench could be a lunate scar within the Earth's crust that measures over 500 miles long and 43 miles wide on the average. The space between the surface of the ocean and also the trench's deepest point of the Contender Deep, that lies regarding 200 miles southwest of the U.S. territory of Guam, is nearly 7 miles. If Mount Everest were born into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be over a mile underwater. The Mariana Trench is an element of a world network of deep troughs that cut across the sea bottom and created once 2 tectonic plates collided. At the collision purpose, one amongst the plates dives to a lower place, the opposite into the Earth's mantle, making an ocean trench. The depths of the Mariana Trench were first measured in 1875 by a people ship HMS Contender. As a part of the primary world oceanographic cruise, the Contender scientists recorded a depth of 4,475 fathoms, that is about 5 miles, employing a weighted sounding rope. In 1951, a people vessel HMS Contender II came back to the spot with an echo sounder and measured a depth of nearly 7 miles. The majority of the Mariana Trench is currently a U.S. protected zone as a part of the Archipelago Trench Marine Memorial, established by President W. Bush in 2009. Permits for analysis within the monument, together with within the Siena Deep, are secured from the U.S. Fish and Life Service. Because of its extreme depth, the Mariana Trench is cloaked in perpetual darkness, and also the temperature is simply some degrees higher than freezing point. The water pressure at very cheap of the ditch could be a crushing 8 tons per square inch. Pressure will increase with depth. The first and solely time humans descended into the Contender Deep was over 50 years past. In 1960, Jacques Piccard and Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh reached this goal during a U.S. Navy submersible, a bathyscape referred to as the Trieste. When a 5-hour descent, the Tri spent solely a scant 20 minutes at very cheap and were unable to require any images thanks to clouds of silt aroused by their passage. Until Piccard and Walsh's historic dive, scientists had debated whether or not life might exist below such extreme pressure. However, at very cheap, the Trieste's floodlight well lighted a creature that Piccard thought was a flatfish, an instant that Piccard would later describe excitedly during a book regarding his journey. Here, in an immediate, was the solution that biologists had asked for the decades. Piccard wrote, "Could life exist within the greatest depths of the ocean?" It could. While the Trieste expedition ordered to rest any doubts that life might exist within the Mariana Trench, scientists still apprehend little regarding the kinds of organisms that reside there. In fact, some question whether or not Piccard's fish was really a sort of holoturian. It's thought that the pressure is thus nice that metallic element can't exist except in answer, that the bones of vertebrates would virtually dissolve. No bones, no fish. However, nature has conjointly proved scientists wrong again and again within the past with its exceptional capability for adaptation. Thus square measure the fish that deep no one is aware of, and this can be the full purpose of the Deep Sea Challenge project, to seek out answers to such elementary queries. In recent years, deep ocean dredges and pilotless subs have glimpsed exotic organisms like shrimp-like amphipods, and strange, semi-transparent animals referred to as holoturians. However, scientists say the square measure several new species awaiting discovery and plenty of non-reciprocal questions on however animals will survive in these extreme conditions. Scientists square measure significantly fascinated by microorganisms living within the trenches, that they are saying may lead to breakthroughs in biomedicine and biotechnology. The Mariana Trench's microscopic inhabitants may even shed light weight on the emergence of life on Earth. Some researchers, like Patricia Volay-Lettle at University of Hawaii, have speculated that snaky mud volcanoes set close to ocean trenches might need provided the proper conditions for our planet's first life forms. In addition, Finding out rocks from ocean trenches may lead to an improved understanding of the earthquakes that make the powerful and devastating tsunamis seen round the Pacific Rim, geologists say.